Aries, welcome to your relationships reading for the 3rd until the 10th of May 2025. So this reading is going to be about you and another person, okay, in your life. It could be a friend, a family member, someone that you are interested in romantically, or maybe you are already involved with this person romantically. I guess it could be a long-term partner. We'll see what comes out in the cards. So it's going to be very general, so please take the bits that resonate and let the other bits go. Leave those for someone else. And yeah, let's welcome in the high frequency archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, and of course our higher self to assist with this reading. Okay, Aries, let's see. Just want something to jump out now or flip. Here we have the 3 of Swords. That just flipped here earlier on in the deck in the shuffle. And here we have. So, you know, there could be some, maybe this is a relationship that's going through some healing. For some reason, I'm just shuffling again, which I wasn't supposed to do. Anyway, I'm also going to cut the deck for some reason. Okay, so the Ace of Swords has just jumped out, so let's make that the first card. And we're going to grab some other cards here as well. So, yeah, I mean, maybe you've known this person for a while. Maybe you had a falling out, okay? Maybe your connection is undergoing some healing. Or maybe there could have been, you know, maybe this person didn't treat you well, okay? And maybe you are healing from that. So maybe you're having some time apart. Could be what's going on. Let's grab another set. We will, if we need to clarify, we will as well. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Pentacles. So, maybe this is about you, Aries, coming into some independence, or maybe indeed you are having some time away from this person, or you're having some time apart from each other to sort of work on your own independence, possibly, if that resonates. I'm just going to pause for a moment. I'll get back to you. Okay, Aries. So this 3 of Swords here could also be talking about that if this is someone that you're interested in romantically or a friend. It could be that both of you are healing from previous connections. Okay. I have a feeling that you're coming to this sort of connection with some degree of clarity and personal truth. Okay. Some insight. I think you're feeling clearer in yourself. So in terms of your healing process, I feel like maybe you are doing really well with that. The other person is also bringing quite a happy energy, fairly satisfied in life, and has sort of got things happening for themselves. You're also coming to this with, you know, you are in a successful phase as well, which is really great. Okay. The other person could be going through some changes or some rebirth, but this could be also that maybe it could almost be that maybe if they are already in a relationship of sorts, it could be that maybe they are looking to change this, or there is a process of change that they are undergoing that that may become apparent to you. Okay. I'm getting the feeling that this is someone that maybe you have met that you haven't spent an extensive amount of time with, okay, as yet. So this is perhaps just letting you know that this person here is going through some deep changes. They may even be looking at the nature of their relationship because they're looking at their emotions here, okay. So they may or may not be available emotionally. They may or may not be looking for an emotional connection with you, okay. And another energy that you're bringing in here, Aries, is a very confident. I think you're sort of in your power at the moment, so you're going to be feeling confident, yeah, inspired, and also kind of fairly settled and grounded, I think, in this connection. And you're almost going to be of that energy where, I was going to say you can take it or leave it, but it's more so, it's not like in an offhand way. It's more like you're not coming to this from a point of view of neediness or desperation, okay? You're just going to be playing it cool, and yeah, just basically holding space to see how things go, okay? Yeah, so you're certainly not bringing in a codependent energy into this connection, okay? The other person is looking to balance things out, but they might also be moving into a higher frequency within themselves. And this could be part of this change that they're going through at the moment. But I think they're bringing this to this connection. So you may well sense that when you're with this person, and I think perhaps they sense this as well when they're with you, that maybe the frequency lifts. So there's a certain amount of I guess, higher vibe energy between you, which is really nice, okay? So this could be that it's really nice for both of you, for your souls to be sharing the same space, okay? But like I said, this is not necessarily romantic. It could be. Maybe this is just talking about a friendship initially, okay? Well, let's have a look. So, yeah, I think you're wanting to take things slow here, Aries. This is an energy that you're bringing here, because I feel that you are still also in the process of, you know, maybe you're holding the seed here that you're going to plant, okay? But the thing is, you're not rushing into things, basically, okay? You're taking your time, you're being careful, and, yeah, there's no rush, okay? So this other person is, the energy that they're bringing here is that I think this is like a leadership role, but it could also be that they, to some extent, have their ducks in a row, but they could also be looking at building some structure. And sometimes this is also an energy of like, this person is sort of wanting to maybe be your champion or be there for you or be the rock or, sort of just be really like a solid. This is the number 4. So it's a very stable, a really secure and stable energy, okay, that they're bringing in, which I feel that's probably more the energy here in this case. So it's like that, they've been through a few things in their life and they're bringing this energy. Yeah, I'm just going to pause for another moment. So Aries, I feel like you are, this is next to the Ace of Swords, which is to do with, your clarity. But I also feel like, that you are, I guess, almost preoccupied with, a spiritual path that you are embarking on. And I think you're feeling really focused and intent on making this a success for yourself, okay? So, that could, of course, be a supporting factor, but not necessarily. If you're spending lots and lots of time and you don't feel that you have time for a connection or for friendships or romance, then maybe that's something that could potentially block you there, for something to be aware of. And next to the 9 of Cups here with the other person, which is to do with this, bringing this sort of happy and fulfilled energy. We have this King of Pentacles, and I feel that, this is quite a fixed energy. So maybe this person is sort of used to doing things in a particular way and has been doing that for a long time, okay? But at the same time, they're also sort of fairly abundant, very grounded, very, so really all really good qualities. But sometimes this can be one of those energies that hinders our tendency to, or hinders the motivation in terms of making changes and doing something differently, okay? Or certainly perhaps being involved romantically if another person sort of sparks some, sets the sparks off, okay? This energy can sort of cause someone to be a little resistant to being open to that, okay? So the other person may be feeling a little resistant, but it's nothing that they feel that there's anything bad about you. It's just what they're used to doing, okay? And the other thing here with your success is that you know, you're bringing a really positive, upbeat vibe to this connection here, Aries. But I feel that you are also kind of working on your own higher self connection here. Okay, you also perhaps have divine masculine and feminine aspects that you are wanting to activate, and maybe your spiritual aspect. And I feel that this could also be potentially be something else to consider. You know, it may or may not be a positive if you're looking to be romantically involved. I have a feeling that this is a potential romantic thing, okay, which of course often starts as friendships, anywho. So I feel like you are, you know, perhaps you're wanting to delve more into your spiritual as well. You also have this here, Aries, okay. And, you know, I mean, if you vibe spiritually, I mean, we have the Temperance here, which is quite a spiritual energy, okay, peace, harmony, and balance here, but also fire, so transformational. It could well be that there's something spiritually that is resonant, that you feel resonant with this person, and they may feel that as well. Next to the other person's, this is that energy of change. You know, we have this, it's almost like maybe they're looking to change some aspect of their emotional life or their creative life, or maybe they have been undergoing changes in that area. And I feel that actually on the desk here, they're facing each other like this. So it could be that maybe this person is doing a recalibration, maybe within their own, maybe if they are already partnered, maybe they're looking at reorienting that, maybe they're looking at reevaluating friendships and that type of thing as well. So it's just that emotionally there are some changes going on, and creatively and spiritually even with this person as well. So, I mean, if you are interested in spiritual things, they could be open to spirituality as well. Yeah, the interesting thing is next to the Temperance, which we have, you know, the element of water and fire in this card, as well as earth and air. And, you know, this is the person's sort of being a nice balanced, earthy, but high frequency energy as well. We also have the King of Cups. So this is also that ability to be really stable and feeling really secure despite sort of confusion and things going on around the person here. So, you know, maybe this, if they're having to deal with, you know, maybe there's some emotional stuff going on. This is actually straight under the Queen of Cups. So maybe they are having to navigate some emotional things with other people. So maybe they have friends or family members or partners that are going through, you know, emotional struggles and difficulties, and that they are holding space for that, almost acting like a counsellor. So maybe they are giving of their time and energy to help other people through emotional stuff. And that can, of course, make sort of also tend to make people feel that in terms of taking on a romantic connection, maybe this person doesn't feel they have the energy or the space, the mind space at the moment, okay? But this could be transforming. This could be undergoing change, okay? Temperance and the Death here. So, like I said, if this person is a confidant for lots of other people in his or her life, it could be that they are looking at that now closely and just trying to maybe get some more balance in that area. And maybe, Aries, you are going to be someone that's going to help them with that, possibly. Here we have, with your sort of independence and just holding space for this connection, we also have the Hanged Man. So once again, you are very, you are meditative, you like to look at the mind-body connection, and you are open to change and things like that. Actually, yes, on the desk, once again, we have the King is actually facing this. So, yeah, it's almost like you and this other person, Aries, I feel that you both have a lot going on. I also get the feeling that you're both sort of, you know, maybe of, you know, a slightly older age, like, you know, not super young, maybe like 40s, 50s, okay? Because I feel like maybe you're going through some of this life change stuff. It's not to say that can't happen with younger people as well, but yeah, we're not going to be age is just a number, anywho. But I feel like you are focusing on mastering your mind, body, spirit connection here, Aries, and that you are yourself going through a bit of a transformation, okay? It's interesting that in this row, the other person has the Temperance and you have the Hanged Man here. Yeah, it's almost like you both have a lot of other stuff going on, okay? But I feel that seems to be a positive exchange with these energies here, but it's going to be very, very kind of slow. On the bottom row, you have, actually, yep, here we go. So your Knight of Pentacles here is looking at the Emperor. And the interesting thing, Aries, is that this is your power card here, and it is in the other person's sign. So it could well be that they are going to help you with your empowerment. And yeah, we were looking at the other cards as well on the other side. So, okay, we'll end with the other person. So here you have Aries, this one here. And this is, I think you've been cultivating a lot of personal strength here. You've been overcoming a lot. You've been going through transformations. You've been on a spiritual path. You've been honing yourself, and you've been lifting yourself in frequency. And it's almost like when we get to the bottom row here, there's almost like a turning. So it's sort of like, I feel like you've acquired all this strength and understanding and clarity in your life, Aries. And I feel like you might now be, or maybe soonish, maybe it's not a rush, but when you are ready, you will be possibly turning towards this other person when you feel ready. And you might be maybe just planting some seeds of friendship and doing something like that, okay? But you're looking in a really strong position here, Aries. Just personally, it seems that you have a lot of potential and clarity here to be able to make a connection with this person. And they also have, I think, a lot of emotional understanding. They're going through some self-reflection. They have a very, abundant, stable, like in terms of material, and even like, physical health and things like that. They're quite good in all those areas. Okay, they're quite sorted. They also have a nice emotional capacity here. The bottom two, this is, they could be helping you with your empowerment, but also bringing a nice solid foundation in here for you to connect with. They have this here. So there could be, this could be that maybe they are involved in a codependent connection at the moment. Okay, which could be hindering their ability to show up in this energy for you. Okay, just for you to, and this could also be talking about, maybe they have, like addictions or habits they're looking to change. But I think that this could be to do with other connections. And I almost feel like with the King of Cups here is that this person is probably, well, most people like to feel needed, okay? That's how we interact with others. But if they are giving themselves out a lot, okay, and there are people around them that are taking advantage of that could be what's going on, okay? So in terms of, I feel like maybe this person is indeed looking to balance out their energy out and their energy in, okay? And I feel like you've been going through this process yourself as well, Aries, okay? Let's clarify. So, yeah, I mean, this card is actually really, I understand this now. You've been going through a process of healing, Aries, okay? And this other person is going through a change and some healing with regard to their connections and other relationships, okay? But it's not to say that, we're going to clarify that right now. It's not to say that you definitely, that you can't come together as, in a friendship. It's looking like mutually beneficial for you both to associate, but of course, just taking things slowly, okay? This energy here could also talk about the this other person feeling very attracted to you and wanting to show up as really supportive for you, okay? That could also be, you know, maybe they would also find it really inspiring, uplifting, and exciting to be a part of your life and to help build that structure. Interesting thing is, Aries, that you, on the other hand, are kind of wanting to take things slow, which is absolutely fine, okay? But like we said, now, we have the Hermit and the Seven of Cups have turned out up here. So isn't this fascinating? Because it's like, I think you've both sort of been doing your Hermit stuff here, probably not even knowing each other. I think you may have just met recently. Maybe you've just sort of connected. And here we have the Seven of Cups. So this is about, you know, maybe both of you are looking at your creativity, you're exploring your options, like your emotions, creativity, spirituality, intuition. So just sort of looking to see what's out there. And also, you know, 7 is a number of change too. So I think, but this is looking quite positive here, Aries. But I think the thing might be to take it slow, proceed with caution, and just be, I think, just really understanding and supportive of this person, because I feel like they give themselves out a lot, and they give of themselves a lot, okay? So they might be looking to balance that out a little more for themselves. So that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope that's been helpful. Look forward to our next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, a great week. I'll see you again soon.